Palantir has just signed up a brand new partnership deal with a company called Better.com. What exactly is Better.com? That's a great question. Better.com allows you to do mortgages, and I quote from their website, simpler, faster, and more affordable mortgages. I'm gonna read you an article in just a moment, but just to give you the quick synapse, Better.com is trying to become the Bloomberg of mortgages. Better.com allows you to get a quote within 3 minutes. If you remember how Bloomberg became really popular, I don't know if you young people remember, they used to send you these little radios, and these little radios used to give you financial news, the Bloomberg terminal. And that's how Bloomberg, Mayor Bloomberg of Bloomberg, blew up. And now it's like this whole media company. So Better.com is trying to become the Bloomberg of mortgages. But in order to do that, they need to have an ability to process what? Data. Mortgages is just data. You guys might not notice this, you guys might not appreciate this, but when you fill out a paper for a mortgage, and that paper can now be a form online, and you go to a mortgage broker, what are you putting on that paper? Your name, your address, your social, where you work, W-2s, last job, reference letters, right? Credit scores, all these different things go on to this mortgage application. So the question is this: if Better.com wants to do better mortgages and become the Bloomberg of mortgages, they need a way to process data. And this is where this partnership comes into play between Better.com and Palantir. I'm gonna tell you guys all the time, Snowflake, C3 AI, Datadog, Datashet, and whatever else people are supporting, yes, they all do AI data analytics. That is true. They do the same thing Palantir does. That is not true. You see, the capabilities of everything that I just mentioned, Snowflake, Datashet, Datadog, C3 AI, it's not that their capabilities are bad. They can do a lot of stuff, but it is for sure lacking. They would be great for a department in Better.com. They would be great to solve a single problem. They are not great in data AI analytics to solve an entire enterprise, to rebuild your entire platform from the ground up. The only company that can do something on mass scale is Palantir. That is the difference between Palantir and the competitors, or the so-called competitors. They're trying to ramp up their platforms while Palantir is trying to dumb down their platform. As they ramp up, the question is, can they ramp up fast enough to reach Palantir's level? Or can Palantir dumb down and reverse engineer to get down to their level to pick up smaller contracts? That is the only question you should be asking yourself. The final answer is always going to be no. They cannot duplicate what Palantir has. They cannot. They can get better, they can evolve, they can start doing more things, but they will never be what Palantir is. Before I get into the article, just remember one thing. This is the difference between Palantir and all of the competitors. And I'm gonna make the equation, and I'm gonna compare this to the simplest thing possible so that all of us can understand. If you take Adobe Suite, Adobe has like dozens of different applications that you can use. Palantir is Adobe Suite, everything put together. That it just makes you a much better developer, a much better content creator, a much better architect, a much better engineer. Whatever you're using Adobe Suite for, it just makes you so much better. Anybody that does content creation at a high level understands what I mean by Adobe Suite. Now, the competitors would just be a product of Adobe Suite. So for example, some people don't need Adobe Suite. Some people just need Adobe Photoshop, or some people just need Adobe Premiere Pro, or just need Adobe Premiere Rush, right? So not everybody needs the full Adobe Suite of dozens and dozens of applications. So that's the competition now. Palantir is Adobe Suite, while all the competitors are just Adobe unique assets, one piece of Suite. That is the complete difference and comparison between Palantir and everybody else. Now, let me read you this article, but before I do, I just wanted to show you the quick website of Better.com so you understand a little bit better what Better does. This is the Better.com website. It's a call to action type of website. You see, as I'm on the website, they're already sending me, hi, we're able to connect you with a member of your home. So I'm going to tell them, flip off. Okay, let me send it to them. I'm trying to make a video. So what does they do? Home ownerships all under one roof. If you click here on the left-hand side, go to all our services. They do mortgages, they do real estate, they do title insurance, homeowners insurance, home improvement. Now, if you go on their website and go a little bit into detail, they're basically trying to give you rates within 3 minutes. Better, quicker, faster rates. By doing this, they need to process a shit ton of data. Now I'm going to read you the article between Palantir and Better.com, and you guys can make up your own decision if this is a good partnership or not. But for me, any partnership is a good partnership because we need that money coming in. Better joins forces with Palantir, partnership to revolutionize organization and mortgage portfolio management, helping make home finances better, faster, cheaper, easier, and more equitable. One of the fastest growing digital home ownership companies, having funded over $100 million in home financing in the past 6 years since launch, announced today that it is teaming up with Palantir, a leader in building of operation systems for modern enterprise, in support of its mission to fix the home financing process and make home ownership more attainable for all Americans. And I quote, "We are excited that Better was selected, Palantir, as the operating system to build its next generation of tools on and to support Better in offering their platform to GSEs and other private portfolio managers to identify and rebalance their loan exposure. The partnership will initiate the launch of Tin Man Marketplace, the next evolution of Better's proprietary loan platform, which automates 70% of the mortgage platform. Tin Man Marketplace will be powered by Palantir's Foundry operating system. At launch, Tiny Man Marketplace will move the mortgage industry from archaic rate sheets and 200 plus eligibility PDF files to a rich interface to top off Better's existing investor pricing matching engine. This will make it easier for government-sponsored enterprises, GSEs, and mortgage industry investors to make rich and deeper data-driven mortgage capital allocation decisions. For the first time, simultaneously changes to prices and eligibility criteria will allow capital to flow into underwriting attributes and are more than just traditional GSE loan level pricing adjustments grids." And I quote, "The marriage of Foundry and Tin Man will permit a GSE to identify portfolio rebalancing opportunities and almost instantly," there goes the word instantly. Anytime you use Palantir, it's near instant. Instantly, the specific points to target to ensure optimal pricing and credit with ease. The new speeds not seen in the mortgage market. The type of tool is a key step in achieving a fairer and better housing financing market. And I quote, "Equitable access to home ownership is exactly the type of complex, data-driven problem Palantir was built to help solve," said Palantir CEO Shyam Sankar. "We're excited that Better has selected Palantir as the operating system to build its next generation of tools on and to support Better in offering their platform to GSEs and other private portfolio managers to identify and rebalance their loan exposures." Guys, at the end of the day, this is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. The more Palantir grows, the more companies grow, the more companies that are growing that are using Palantir Foundry, the more they grow together, and the more this is a proof of work. It's no longer a proof of concept. Palantir is in business for 20 years. The first part of their business concentrated only on large, huge government contracts, while the new age of Palantir's business is now split up into 3 sectors. 1/3 defensive government, like military government, 1/3 non-military, non-defensive government, and 1/3 commercial. Now, the government slowed down a little bit because the government was not spending money. And this is not unique to Palantir. This happened all across the board for all defensive contractors. The reason why Palantir is doing a little bit better in growth compared to the defensive contractors is because they still have that 1/3 business of commercial. Now, their commercial business actually is around 40-45% of their total business, and their commercial business is growing at a staggering pace. Guys, please take your expectations, bring them down a little bit. Palantir was never sandbagging when they said 30% growth rate year over year. They were being honest. People just didn't want to listen because some years are better than others. Palantir is just getting off the ground. Palantir is concentrating on the government contracts, or at least Dr. Alex Karp is, while the sales force is working on commercial contracts. Commercial is definitely growing. It's going to grow even more. And the government contracts are going to come in as well. Government contracts take a very, very long time to lock up a government contract because of a lot of red tape and bureaucratic problems. Guys, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, does Palantir do something that anybody else can emulate? No. They can imitate, but they can't do exactly what Palantir does. And on a huge scale, I mean on a massive scale, Palantir is the only ones that can do what they do. And there's a couple of reasons why Palantir can do what they do. A couple of things are the oncology, the digital twins, and the second thing is the near instant finality, near instant data analytics, while other companies cannot do that, especially when it becomes mass data, right? A lot of data points, millions of data points, tens of millions of data points, hundreds of millions of data points. Most competitors cannot do that. And that's why Palantir does not have competitors in their field. The problem is people are looking at the field as, okay, let's bring data analytics to the whole industry. No, Palantir's field is those huge clients, and now they're trying to dumb it down, while everybody else is trying to take the small clients and trying to build on that. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but for me, it's a clear winner of Palantir. But this is the clear distinction and differentiation between Palantir and those other companies, competitors, right? At the end of the day, as an investor, you can invest in many different companies. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not telling you that you should either. And I'm not telling you anything because I'm just an entertainer and educator at best. But understand why you're investing in Palantir, as they are enterprise builders. They are empire builders. Guys, thank you so much. Please give me the like, share, and subscribe so my videos do a little bit better. I'm trying to grow, and this studio costs a shit ton of money, so I need some ad revenue. Have a great day. The Berg is out.